Hello, 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 hello. Hi, I'm a couple minutes late, so sorry. Hey, welcome. Welcome. Okay, classic. Just, this is the Charlie Chaplin edition of Food Talk TV here. Hi, I'm Daphne Brogdon. How are you? I was trying to figure out this new wireless mic that I was sent, which I will have all fixed up next week, but I couldn't get it together, so I apologize for that. Anyway, this is Food Talk TV, the longest running live cooking show on TikTok, and I'm Daphne Brogdon, Daph Brog, Food Network TV fame. I had my show Daphne Dishes. I now have my YouTube channel Daphne Dishes Again, and of course I'm on TikTok at Daph Brog, where I do politics and cooking, but I'd like to do my most cooking right here for you guys. So I'm just going to, because I'm over 50, I have to set this up so I can see everything that we're all saying. So today I'm going to be making a fabulous lunch. Let's call it lunch because it's lunchtime, right? By the way, I'm in California, so it's 11 o'clock for me, 11 in the morning. And I'm doing, hang on, okay, here we go. And there I am. Oh, now I gotta make sure my posture is better, right? Is that the worst when you see yourself, like you see yourself walking from behind and you're like, why do I walk like a caveman? Why am I doing that? That's just not attractive. Oh my God, okay, great. Now I've lost my glasses. All right, so who's here? Keep tapping the screen. Keep tapping the screen, everybody. That helps Food Talk gods put us out into the algorithm of the world. See this, I'm doing it right now. So you can see where I'm tapping. That's me, that's my name. Give me a follow. Oh, Trina's here. Okay, Trina, I think you're gonna approve of what I'm making today. So I'm doing 2 recipes from New York Times Cooking. Now, whether you like New York Times or not, their cooking section is quite good, has some very good, oh, Katie, thank you so much for the hearts. Thank you so much for joining the team, really appreciate that. So I'm here every Wednesday, 1 p.m. Central, but anytime you come on to Food Talk TV and see live, you're gonna see all different great culinary creators. So let's get going. So as you can see right here, I have already measured out my dry ingredients for this yummy, buttery, biscuity thing. Let's just call it the buttery biscuity thing, because I can't remember the name. I look on my phone, but it's there. So it's a buttery biscuity thing. So this is flour, baking powder, and a little bit of sugar and salt. Now one of the things, oh, good afternoon from Delaware, Keith. So good to see you. And Fran's here. All right, I'm always happy Fran's here. Fran Diego, yay. Butter Swim Biscuits. Oh, thank you, Mustard Queen. But it's called, this is what got me. It's called Butter Swim Biscuit. I don't know who's coming up with their titles at the New York Times, but kudos to that one. That one really works. So Butter Swim Biscuit. So we have the baking powder, the flour, and the salt and the sugar. Now here's the key thing right here, is we've got butter. I don't want to hear myself. I'm going to turn this down. That's the other thing I have a funny story about my voice. I have to tell you about that. Anyway, so we're going to pop this in the hot oven right now. So the butter hasn't been mixed. So that goes in for 6 minutes. Alexa, 6 minutes. Because I don't know if Babs is here. I don't know if my timer's here. So that butter's going to go in there for 6 minutes. Now here's where I already pre-measured, and I want to give a big plug for the home chef to please get a scale. Because I was doing a little experiment about difference like half a cup, and then the difference between ounces and grams, and the most accurate measurement, and this is what my late husband, Chef Mark Peel, felt as well, is with a scale and with grams. And I know if you're my age, old, there was about a year in elementary school where everybody was like, oh, everybody's gonna learn metrics, and we all started to learn metrics. And then we came back the next year and they were like, just kidding, darn it, we're Americans and we're not learning metrics. But it actually is better for cooking, and it is better to do by weight, because when you do, like, this recipe calls for 2.5 cups flour. Well, 2.5 cups flour and 300 grams, which is what they alternately say, are not the same thing. So just go with the grams. And if you haven't seen the hilarious skit on SNL with, God, what was that name? It's called Washington Dreams. Nate Burke, Who remembers the name of that comic? Anyway, it's hilarious. Just go SNL Washington Stream. It's absolutely hilarious. All about American and measurements. Yeah. Okay, you guys are all saying hi. All right. So that's going. Then next we're gonna mix this part, which is buttermilk. A cup and 3/4 of buttermilk are gonna go in here. Now, if you're like me, when you have a recipe for buttermilk, oh, Mama T's there. Hi, honey. How are you? You use it, and then you always have buttermilk left over, and you're like, I've got that thing. I don't know why the size they sell the buttermilk. It's never the right size for what you need for a recipe. It's always too much. And then it ends up going afterward. You're like, oh, wait a minute. I think I finally figured out something to do with my buttermilk. And you start to pour it. It's like glump, like it's gone bad. So I think we'll have time at one point. I'm gonna show you something else to do with that buttermilk. So waste not, want not. But right now we're gonna pour the buttermilk for the swim biscuits. And if you go to our website, FoodtokTV, all the recipes are posted there. And if you become a subscriber to FoodtokTV, which is of nominal cost, you can be part of our community, which would be really great. And I know I can see we have a lot of people from our community on here. It's always a trick too with flour because you don't want to over stir it because then it gets gummy and gross. Oh, okay, wait a minute. Katie says she freezes buttermilk. Oh, that's a good idea. Oh my God, okay, do you guys have this thing? So my trash day is Friday, and I've got all these little bits of meat that have not been eaten that have gone south. So sometimes I'm like, okay, well, let me put it in the freezer and I'll throw it out on Friday because I don't want it to smell. And then I put it in the freezer and I forget. And then I look in the freezer and I'm like, wait, was that the throw out meat or was that the save meat? Yeah, I know, I need to label better. All right, so as soon as our 6 minutes are up, we're gonna add that. Okay, Mama T, we are making Butter Swim Biscuits. I'm doing all New York Times recipes today. We're doing Butter Swim Biscuits, and then we're gonna do a chicken and ginger soup. Might seem funny in the summer, but there's a method to my madness here. So, I don't know if you can tell, but it is actually, no, you probably can't tell. It is a sunny, beautiful day in Los Angeles, which is really great because usually in Los Angeles in June, we have what's called June glow. It's quite depressing. And it's like our kids get out of school and it's like, yay, let's go to the beach. And we all go and we're freezing and it's overcast. And then you're like, well, wait till it warms up. And then it warms up in July and they're just getting all their fun going in August. And then they're like, back to school. So if the schools can't get their calendar straight, I'm glad that Mother Nature here is giving us a sunny June. It's very sunny June. So soups are traditionally, you are making them in cold months. But here's my thinking. I don't want to be over a hot stove when it's hot, right? So if I make a nice pot of soup, and it's a light soup, it's a kind of a light soup, then all I have to do is you know, heat it up for dinner. It makes it a lot easier, and you get a few meals out of it. So I think that's going to be really good. Alexa, how much more time on my timer?
You have 1 minute and 20 seconds left on your 6-minute timer.
Okay, then that's enough time to go get my. That's enough time to go get my bay leaf. Let's go. So you know me, I always like to show you something from my garden, even though my garden's a little sad right now. I think I'm just gonna have to go buy new tomato plants. By the way, let me make a plug for growing potatoes. Here's what you have to do. Just one of those potatoes that's gone south on your counter. Hi, Keith. I'm doing a live cooking show. So I'm talking to my neighbor. I have great neighbors. So here is my bay leaves, my bay trees here. I put these here because you can see that's my front window. So on Christmas morning, I was looking at my neighbor's driveway. I don't want to look at my neighbor's driveway at Christmas morning. Neither does Santa. So I said, I want something that's really going to grow big and great and be useful. And my gardener said, do a bay tree, which is great because these are also called laurels. Now, in Greek mythology, Daphne was running through the forest. Aphrodite was pissed at Apollo. So she said, Cupid, hit him with an arrow, which he did. He'll fall in love with the stag, the dummy. He didn't. He fell in love with Daphne, who was running around. And then he was pursuing her. And Daphne wanted to be free and easy. I get it, girl. So she went to her father, the god of the lake, and said, Father, Apollo's approaching. Help me. So he turned her into a laurel tree. And there's a lot of classical sculptures and paintings about it. So then Apollo, because he was so in love, he used the wreath of laurels as his symbol, and that's why early Olympiads, and it's a traditional historical Olympic thing, to have the wreath of the laurels. But of course, it's also a fantastic flavor for soups and broths. So it's my namesake. It has a great history, and it's good for your kitchen. So there you go. You're welcome. All right, Butters, come on. Got a lamb bone for him. He's going to be so happy. We had some Persian food last night. Oh, the thing's going off. Okay, and then don't let me forget. I want to tell you about how good it is to raise potatoes. Alexa, stop. So you cut off the eye of the potato, plant it, and you actually get a very pretty big green leaf. And then these are, here's some little potatoes. Those from my garden. So I recommend that. Okay, let's look at the butter while I got you here. Ooh, oh shoot. I think I wasn't supposed to let it brown. Okay, well, I'm following directions. It said don't let it brown, so we'll see. Maybe I should add more butter. I don't like potatoes. That's pretty hot. That's pretty hot. Okay, so we've got the butter. And then I've got to put this in this. Wait, am I getting that? I'm really missing my camera girl, who's still in Italy. All right, let me put you back up here. She's actually in a place where she's a little bit bored. There's a lot of small, boring villages in Italy, and she's in one of them right now. Okay. So we are gonna, for the butter swim, let's move this over here. So we're pouring this in, and the butter is gonna come up around it. Welcome to Food Talk TV. If you're just joining us, the longest running live cooking show on TikTok. I'm Daphne Brogdon. I am your host today, but anytime you come to Food Talk TV, you're gonna meet a plethora of fantastic culinary creators who are all bringing their own special sauce to your kitchen. Got a rubber spatula. Let's get it in there. You really need a rubber spatula so you don't waste things. I always think of my husband when I use a rubber spatula. He got every last morsel out of a pan or a bowl. Okay, there, Butters, have at it. Okay, so we're gonna spread this out like this. See how the butter is all surrounding it. It's a butter invasion. Then take a knife, sharp knife, and you guys can see this, yeah? And then you keep cutting it. So you make different cuts, longwise, sideways. So we're trying to get that butter to spread around, and that is the butter swim part of this. Oh, there's a bit. Is it hot where you guys are? I mean, I'm loving the hot, like I said, because usually June is a big drag in Los Angeles. I am all for it. We have some May gray. Where we, knock on wood, are not having too much June bloom. I get that seasonal affective disorder. Mama T, I don't know how you live in Oregon, but for me, it would be so hard for me with that overcast. It's a pretty state, but oof, that overcast really gets me. And Fran's all nice and warm in San Diego. There we go. I think me about this recipe was it was pretty simple. And you know my motto, don't be afraid to cook, so you don't want to. And also, I thought this is the kind of thing, like when my kids were younger, if you were cooking with young children, it would be really fun to get them involved with this. You could be like, okay, now you take the knife and you make it. And it's sort of like deconstructed biscuits. So now we're going to put it back in the oven. And the oven's at 450. So, give it a look there. Alexa, 25 minutes. Ooh. Alexa, amend that. Alexa, 12 minutes. Halfway through, you're supposed to turn it. Okay, so let's see. What do we got going here? Northeast Texas, 84. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. We really use the humidity factor you have to think about. I'm nearly always, that's not bad. We really use the humidity factor you have to think about. I'm nearly always cold, says Kate. Oh, wait. Freddie, I nearly always not yesterday. Oh, that's good. Mama T, where are you moving to? No way. That's a news flash. Yesterday it was 103, today 90. Yowza. Oh boy, that's getting to be uncomfortable. Yeah, so my daughter's in Italy and she says she's kind of more northern, just a little south of Milan. She's like, oh, it's really hot. And I'm like, oh, she's on her way down to near Napoli. I don't even want to, I don't know if should I warn her how bloody hot it's going to be? Got my apron here. Okay, so the New York Times Butter Swim Biscuits are in the oven. I'm Daphne Brogdon, and Mama T, don't know yet, just in the process. Well, that's exciting. Keep us up to date on that. And now probably wherever you move, you're going to be like, is this kitchen good for being a food content creator? So now we're going to get to our chicken. So if you have a Dutch oven, I don't have a Dutch oven. You know what's so funny? I've never had a Dutch oven. My husband never had a Dutch oven. But this is pretty good. This is a big, what do you call it? Heavy bottomed, you know, like some of us gals. I wish. I never had a big one. My daughter has a cute one. I don't know, I shouldn't say that. But anyway, I never did. I'm good up here, but. Oh my God, my bay leaf fell. Now I'm gonna wash it in. Okay, let's move our contents over here for the chicken ginger soup. Chicken ginger, and what I also love about this is I'm a little bit of a hippie, so I like to have some healthy things in my food, and there's a lot of healthy things in here. So about 2 tablespoons of oil. Now I've got chicken thighs, and if you've ever heard my rant about chicken breasts, chicken breasts suck. They're not good. They're not good. I mean, sometimes I cook with them because it's what I have on hand, but there's no flavor. And when people invite me over to their house, and they're like, I just made some chicken breast, I'm like, oh, if you haven't marinated the life out of that, this is going to be one dull meal. Try saying that 10 times fast. But chicken thighs have a lot more flavor. So let's just start. Anyway, I already put salt and pepper on them. Let's throw them in there. You know how those recipes will always say, pat down the chicken. I don't want to pat down the chicken. It's gross. I'm not doing it. Especially when it's skinless. There's really like no point. There we go. All right. Toxic waste. Let's get rid of the chicken section. You're just joining. It's Food Talk TV, longest running live cooking show on TikTok. I'm Daphne Brogdon, formerly of Food Network. Speaking of Food Network, I want to just make a mention of, we heard that Anne Burrell passed away suddenly. She was young. She was in her 50s. My path never crossed with her, but I know people who really liked her and liked her show and thought well of her. So I'm really sorry to hear that happened. I don't know if any of you guys used to watch her. Let's see. No oil. Well, that's just nonsense. Of course you need oil. Maria, yay! Thank you, Maria, for being here, and thank you for giving a heart and joining. Mama T, I was so sad I watched her. Yeah, I wonder what, I don't know what happened there. But yeah, that's very, very sad. And so Maria is a subscriber. So if you're a subscriber and you make a comment, your comments get prioritized. So we need to put, I'm going to do garlic, okay? I don't have creamies here, but I'm going to do 3 teaspoons of garlic. Because why not? A teaspoon is equivalent roughly to a clove-ish. And then we're going to do 2 teaspoons of turmeric. And turmeric has grit. What am I going to teaspoon? Oh, there it is. Turmeric has a lot of anti-inflammatory properties. Now there's a controversy because it says, yeah, huge loss. Agreed. Oh, I love the Daphne Dishes Again stickers. Thank you, Maria. I'm trying to figure that out. I never got a tattoo. Did I get my tattoo? That turmeric needs black pepper to be active, but my brother-in-law just said that's not true. But there's black pepper in this, so hopefully it all works out. I mean, I like black pepper too, so it's no sacrifice to throw it in there. I throw it in my smoothie. So it's turmeric. My ginger. I'm a big fan of the fresh ginger. I took a class with a Native American healer a few years ago, and one of the things he said is the best food for you, one food you should have every single day is fresh ginger. So that's another thing I really like about the fresh ginger. The way to get your ginger. And all of these recipes are on the FoodtokTV website. What is that website? Is it .com? It says, I think it said 2 teaspoons. I'm kind of eyeballing it. But I'm smelling it. It smells great. And again, this is the kind of meal that you make one day, but you get to enjoy it for days after. This is my kind of meal. I'm not finding the song again. Over there. And I'm hungry because I didn't eat any breakfast. So are you guys, are the schools out where you are? Our school is the last school, and today is my son's last day of school. And let me tell you, we have been limping towards the finish line. I'm like, do you need to go to your first period? He's like, no, it was an AP class, I'm sorry, Dad. I'm like, I bet I'm sleeping in. I'm total derelict, Mom. I'm just turning them over here. It's part of what we are going to need to have happen is this, we're going to piece this chicken up later. I think this is too hot. I'm turning it down. I wish you could see more of what's happening in this. The color of the turmeric, the garlic, the ginger is nice. So the yellow on the beet. Bud, this is stuff. Come on. Okay. All right. Okay. Good. Now we're gonna put 6 cups of water. I was a little surprised. I thought, oh, it's gonna be chicken broth, but no, we're making our own broth, so that's okay. Oh, good. Shut up too. And ½ a cup of brown rice. Now, I've also made this with orzo, which I was going to do today, and I went to the market and I forgot it. So I'm going to do it exactly as the New York Times had recommended, which is with orzo. I mean, with brown rice. And that's fine. There's not that much. And brown rice is good for you. It is one of my things I'm trying is to put more fiber in my body. Okay, let me look at my thing. All my electronics. My printer failed me. I couldn't print it out. Daphne Brogdon on FoodtokTV, if you're just joining. We're making Butter Swim Biscuits and a chicken ginger soup. Okay, 6 cups of water along with the rice. This is one of the things. In the recipe, it says to put the zucchini in now, but if you go into the comments, everybody says don't add the zucchini so early. That it's not so good. Oh yeah, let's do a pinch of salt. Definitely need that for a soup. A saltless soup is not good. My mom used to make that. God bless her, but oof, it was really not flavorful. Why did you just do that? Don't do that. Okay. I just want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. So this is simmering. Then we're going to cut the... Okay, so we'll just cut the zucchini now. Great. So always a fan of the mandolin. Makes it very easy. So let's do it. It said 1 jumbo zucchini. Or large. I'm like, I don't think these are large. And I like zucchini. So I'm going to make it really easy. Again, my motto, don't be afraid to cook. Make it easy for yourself. That means jar-like, if that means using a mandolin, whatever. Do what's easy. Do what's going to get you to cook your own food. Why should I cook my own food, Daphne? Well, for one thing, you're going to save a lot of money. 2, it's probably going to be healthier. 3, it's better for the environment, because I don't know about you, but when I get takeout food, I'm like, look at all this trash I'm creating. I feel guilty. And it's really therapeutic. I've talked about this before. I'm on my grief journey. 4 years ago I lost my husband, who was a chef. 18 months after that, I lost my oldest stepson, who also cooked. Less than a month ago, I just lost my mother. But so I found that cooking really helped me, and I cooked for Meals on Wheels because I was really, that's a weird way to do it. Helping others. I'm more a believer in going and helping others than paying somebody a massive amount of money to sit and whine. Otherwise known as therapy. I mean, I did some of that too, but it just didn't do it for me. Being of service really helped, and cooking. And I feel like cooking is just so therapeutic. For other people, it might be knitting or whatever, but there's something else. The mind-body connection is great. Oh, look at all these cute, I love those cute stars. Look at all this. Pothead potato, you're so funny. I love it. I'm just catching up on them. Oh, what's on the menu? Oh, butter swim biscuits and chicken ginger soup. Amber L 55. PM. Okay, so this is what I always have to think about. This is what I'm trying to think more about with my picture here. And this is where I keep thinking, I should have a little, I know what I'll do. I need a little table here to collect my crap as I... I'll use this stool. Okay, collecting crap. So this is simmering. Boy, I wish you could see more of this. Because it looks really pretty. It's got this orangey, with the turmeric and the ginger and the chicken thighs. There, you get a little action shot there. And now let's go ahead and put the zucchini in. Kind of silver dollar. In the recipe, they say an inch. I think that's, I don't know. For me, I think that was too thick. I thought this was better. But, to each his own. Make it your own. Once recipes, for the most part, they're guideposts. Some of them, the chemistry is really key. You have to really listen to it. Okay, let me see what time we're at here. By the way, I have an Apple Watch now. It's very exciting. My fiance gave it to my son, and he never used it. So I was like, I think I just got an Apple Watch, because that's crazy not to use it. Oh, it looks pretty. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Pothead Potato. I love that story. So, Alexa, how much more time on my timer?
You have 11 minutes left on your 25 minutes.
Oh, well, no, I need to turn it around. Okay, Alexa didn't hear my, oh boy. That's looking all puffy and interesting. I'm just gonna switch this around a little bit to make sure it bakes evenly. Yeah, 'cause a little more brown on the back end. There we go. Okay, good. We got that squared away. Yay, yay, yay. And you're watching Food Talk TV. Oh! After all that big saga with my bay leaf, and I didn't even put it in. Ay, caramba. It's a good story, right? About the bay leaf. I love it. And even though I'm not Greek, but years ago, in my 20s, I was engaged to a Greek gentleman, and I learned some Greek, and I stayed friends with his sister, so I went to Greece a few times and learned some Greek. And I think I made Greek food here. No, I did a video on my YouTube. I made moussaka. Oof, moussaka is effort, but it is delicious. It's absolutely delicious. Okay, are you making soup? Yes, Farah, thank you. I am making a chicken ginger soup, and my theory here is, even though you think soup in the summer, Daphne, are you mad? Because I want to get away from being around a hot oven now in this heat. So I'll make this, and I'm going to get a couple meals out of this, and it's pretty healthy too, and kind of light. Ops, you making soup? Ops, I am. I need some water, I'm thirsty. Oh, there's some water. Butters, I'm so glad you're here. I have a lamb shank bone for you. Oh yeah, so we were eating Persian food last night. This restaurant that I love, they had a special Persian. Look, I know, you're so stoked. You are so stoked. I'm not going to see him for a while. Because that's the way it is with a dog with a bone. So let's talk about what you can do with your leftover buttermilk. We already heard one commenter said how you can freeze it, which I did not expect. I'm going to try that now. But my favorite way to marinate is with buttermilk. And again, I completely get this from my late husband, Mark Peel, his legendary restaurant Campanile in Los Angeles. They used to do he had a thing called Monday Night Dinners, and his last cookbook, which is called New Classic Family Dinners, available on Amazon, is he would try to do reworkings of sort of classic American dishes. And when he did his fried chicken, which is maybe like every 3 months on a Monday, the place was packed. I mean, Monday is not usually a packed night for a restaurant, but it was packed. And so what I'm going to show you is his marinade. So I've just been defrosting some chicken thighs. Let me get them. I wanted to get a shallower bowl so you can see it. Okay, I'll just use this, because if I use a bowl too deep, you can't see anything. So my thinking is, like I said, today is the last day of school for my son, and tomorrow, so I said, hey, we don't have June gloom. Why don't I take you and some of your friends to the beach tomorrow? Fine. Now I've learned with a 16-year-old boy, if I say, do you want me to pack a bag of sodas and drinks? And no, he'll be like, no. But you know what? His friends were always like, where's the bag of food from your mom? You know, like that. I'm not gonna listen to him. That's I'm making food for him. So I thought I'll fry off a bunch of chicken wings, because that's nice cold, and I can put it in a cooler for him. So my favorite chicken marinade, and remember how I started this, talking about how much I hate chicken breast. So you can even do this with chicken breast. I still think it's a dumb meat. Oh my God. I got these to make it easier. Now I can't open anything. Okay. Live television trying to get this thing open. What the heck? Tap, tap. Yeah, tap your screen. What do we got here? 10,000. 10,009. Oh! Oh! Chicken. If you're like me, you started off thinking, I will have a scissors for the kitchen, and then there'll be scissors for office. And then that never works. The scissors just go everywhere. Am I right or am I right? Or are you guys able to keep your scissors sequestered? I said that right. Scissors sequestered. That's pretty impressive. All right. Let's get that. Chicken wing. Ooh. One of my mommy hacks is I order a big thing of, you know, free-range chicken meats, blah, 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 and I have them in the freezer, so it also helps me with budgeting. The only flaw, the chicken is good, the only flaw is the steak they send. Ugh. Okay, the recipe for everything I'm making is at FoodtokTV.com. Okay, thank you for answering that question. I just don't like grass-fed steaks as much. I'm sorry, I don't. Maybe it's not good for me. So we're just gonna do, so it's, the core of this is just onions and buttermilk. But onions and buttermilk are a great chicken marinade. And this is what my husband always did. And it's a great use for your buttermilk. And then you can kind of, you know, you do whatever else you want in them. Maybe you want to put in smoked paprika, you know, salt, pepper, whatever else. But this is the core. Onions and buttermilk. For me, it's the best. And you marinate it overnight. And when you bite into the chicken, you are going to taste the onion. So that's my... Mrs. Mandy. Okay then. You're so cute. 11,000. Yay! Oh, I add hot sauce, says Katie. Oh, that's a good, you know. Maybe I'll do that. Katie, you're gonna influence my cooking right now. I'm gonna get some hot sauce. There's a hot sauce from a local restaurant we go to. I think that's a good idea. My son likes things a little hot. I make him scrambled eggs in the morning, and he always wants sriracha on it. Great, I love it. We've got a collaborative process here at Food Talk TV. I learned from you, you learned from me. There we go. I like this. I'm very excited about that. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Now I have to do the other bowl, because I did a smaller bowl. I got another pack because it's for 16-year-old boys. And you know how 16-year-old boys eat. There was a time in our life when I had both of my stepsons here, who were teenage, young adult, and then my two little kids. I was like, I should have had frequent flyer miles for Costco. I was there all the time. Sounds delicious, says Tree. Okay, great. And it's almost ready to take out our Butter Swim Biscuits, which I'm very excited about. These are not my recipes. They're all recipes from the New York Times cooking. What I do is throughout the week, something grabs me and I go, and then I put it on a Google Drive running. And then it's like, oh, did I have to see if I remembered, if I put it down, if I remember it. Okay, so we've got chicken wings, which of course are delicious. So we're gonna do onions. I guess I could do a control group. I could do one with hot sauce and one without hot sauce. Maybe I should do that. That's what I'll do. And then I'll see what the boys say about it later. And then bingo, I have now finished my buttermilk. There will be no curdled buttermilk in my refrigerator. Thank you very much. I love the taste of buttermilk. Was that a thing? Do you remember having kids, like, if people had like a upset tummy? I feel like I remember my dad being like, well, I guess I drink a little buttermilk. I'm like, huh? But is like that thing? Was that something like, you know, generation who grew up in the 30s did that? I'd like to know what that's about. Alexa, does buttermilk help your stomach?
Here's something I found on the web. According to Practo.com, buttermilk is good for the digestion and has buffering action.
Hey, thank you, Dad. There you go. And thank you, Alexa, my Ed McMahon here. All right, let's wash the hands. So I've told this story before, but when I was on a Food Network show, and you know, it was not like the way I'm doing here, my one-man band, you know, I had producers and art director, blah, 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 blah. They always made me stop and then if I touch chicken, they're like, we have to see you wash your hands at the sink. Why? Because we're gonna get all of these emails being like, that's disgusting, she never washed her hands. I'm like, but how dumb are these people? Don't they realize that, like, in the course of a production, you're stopping and starting and stuff. They're like, we don't want the emails. Just go show you washing your hands. I'm like, all right. Anyway, okay, so let's check our stew here. Looking good. I would simmer it a little longer. So let me get rid of my scale because I'm not going to need that. And I gotta put the chicken away. Oh, and I want to show you guys this. Look, do you remember if you were with me last week? This was red wine and sugar, and then as I've also added more peaches to it. It's time for Butter Swim Biscuits. To be continued. Okay, Alexa, stop. Wait, let me get some. Oh shoot! I know I had this here. Yeah. I'd like Alexa to come and clean my refrigerator out. Things AI can do and things they can't do. Oh, it was interesting. My son and I were listening to an interview, a podcast, and it was geared towards, I don't know, it was more like economic, political, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, the guy was kind of an expert. And the host said, what would you say to a young person about how to have a career of making money? And he said, learn Spanish and welding. And my son was like, oh. Like, look, you don't have to go to college. All right, let's get the Butter Swim Biscuits. What happened to my coveted pot holder? My ragtag pot holder. This pot holder, I think it's from the last century. Here's the big payoff. Oh my God, I hope this works out. Ba, 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 ba. Dun, 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 dun. 3D, Butter Swim Biscuits in 3D. Look at that. Hey, that worked out pretty well with the whole like knife thing. And I think this is such a nice accompaniment with soup. You see where I'm going here? So it's chicken and biscuits, but it's kind of a new 2025 chicken and biscuits. Yeah. So I'm gonna let that cool for a minute because I think I want to taste it. I want to taste it with y'all. But let's. Oh wait, photo. I gotta get a photo. Hang on. Or actually, do I need a photo? I guess maybe Taylor didn't need a photo, huh? Because we were using the other. Oh, I just take a picture of me with all these lights. Never done that before. Excuse me, I'm having a moment. Oh, somebody hearted! No, it doesn't look good. Does it look good? Looks kind of good. I'll look off center. All right, wait, I just missed somebody. Babs is here! Babs, I had to use Alexa for my timer because I didn't know if you were here. If you're ever wondering if you need a photo, the answer is always yes. Okay, great. I figured. Well, I listened to you, Taylor. Beautiful brown. I love it. Thank you. And Fran got the #1 gifter badge. Awesome. Fran, yay, Babs. Yay. Our loyal FoodtokTV crew. We couldn't do it without you guys. We love you all. I sounded so insincere. I was like, we love you all. We love you all. Our FoodtokTV crew. Woo! FoodtokTV crew. I'm Daphne Brogdon. This is the longest running live cooking show on TikTok. I'm but one of your humble cooking servants here. Babs, thank you. Thank you for the rewards. Yeah, I guess I forgot to hawk the rewards too. You know, the rewards we put up, they're literally like a penny. So, but they're helpful to us and they're helpful for our place in FoodtokTV. So you can give any rewards like Babs just did. Thank you so much. And of course, always tap that screen. And tell me what you are making now. Has your cooking changed for the summer? I'm interested to know if that has altered. So, speaking of altered, we're gonna alter this chicken now. And this is sort of the one drag. It's just a little bit of a drag because you got a piece. You gotta shred it. You gotta shred the chicken. It's not the end of the world. And it's time to say goodbye to my bay leaf. We're just gonna say goodbye to the bay leaf. The historical Daphne. Now, did you guys know that story about Apollo and Daphne? Because I thought it was pretty cool. But I'm biased since it's about me, sort of. So the story of how I got my name, though, was when my mom was a little girl. She was reading Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. And she said when she was little, I need a fork. She thought, when I grow up, I'm going to name my daughter Daphne. Now, I'm the third daughter. So I said, Mom, if you knew that, why did you wait to your third? She said, I forgot. Very human, right? 2 forks is best. And also, check out how this chicken looks. It's got this great turmeric-y color, which again, going back to my Persian food last night, it makes me think, although they were cooking with saffron. But I love that. You can really, really smell the ginger and the turmeric. So I'm just trying to shred the chicken. At the last restaurant my husband and I had, which was called Prawn Coastal Cuisine, it was in Grand Central Market downtown LA. We did a lot of seafood, but we did have this one, it's like a shredded chicken salad. It was quite popular, it was really good. And that would be one of the things sometimes I was helping out. It was because we just have to shred a mound of chicken. But you really want to do, ideally, if you can, chicken thighs instead of chicken breasts. They are more flavorful. You know, dark meat. Okay. And then we'll see if there's a little, you know how there's always those little funky bits? I'm not finding funky bits. Sometimes you find some funky bits in chicken. Not happening here. And then as it's shredded, I'm going to pop it back in my soup. The other thing that I wasn't crazy about using brown rice, even though the recipe calls for it, is brown rice takes so much longer to cook. I would use, even though the recipe calls for it, is brown rice takes so much longer to cook. I would use, they're calling me, thanks. Not home. I'm not home. Good, we're almost there. Oh, so I was going to say, I'm actually going to do a video about this on my channel. But, so my daughter's traveling, but she had said, Mom, look, I really want to get contacts when I come back. Well, you know how it is. It's like, you got to make the appointment. If it's for a month, you got to make the appointment now. Like, you're not going to get the appointment tomorrow. So I said, fine. So I called for her, but she's 19. So you know how with like HIPAA and blah, blah, blah. Like, if I said, I'm making this appointment with my daughter, they'd be like, screw you, come back next month or whatever. We have to talk to her. So I'm on hold, and they go, oh, hi, you want an appointment for optometry? And I was like, yeah, I do. Because I thought, how do I? Here's going to be the premise of my video. How would you sound like a 19-year-old? Forget looks. I'm never going to look like a 19-year-old. I don't need to. It's a phone call. And right away I realized, oh, my voice needs to go up. I need to speak at a higher register. And not only that, what I realized is I just needed to be more enthusiastic about life. You know, there's a way to be like, yeah, I'm getting contacts, whatever. Nothing's going to help this old bird, whatever. But like, I had to kind of be like that. They're like, oh, so you don't want to just get glasses, you want to get contacts? Like, yeah, contacts. You know, like life was all in front of me and things were exciting and stuff was going to happen. You know, life hadn't stomped me down yet. So that was part of what I want to explore. So the question to you, like, how would you sound like a 19-year-old? How would you alter your, because obviously as we get older, our voices do deepen. And then I started my career in radio where you want to purposely deepen your voice. Because I don't want to have a nasally voice up there. Rose-colored contacts. Yeah, that's great. Oh, Katie, it's hysterical. Thank you, Katie. Yeah, I'm gonna work on this. Today, especially since I got the lights up, so I can do the video. But it was really funny, and I thought, you know, we always talk about ageism, and I thought, well, maybe they kind of have a point with ageism, because if young people are coming into a workplace like ready to help, which I certainly was when I was like, I don't care, I'll fetch you your coffee. I have no issue with this, as opposed to, you know, my 50s, I'll be like, look, I'm gonna do this, and I know how to do this job, but I'm just here for the insurance. You know, so maybe the takeaway, maybe the lesson is even at middle age, we should try to keep some of that excitement and wonderment of a younger person who, you know, who still believes in all possibilities. Hopefully they do, although I think Gen Z is a lot more cynical than we were at that age. Probably appropriately, as my daughter tells me all the time, your generation messed things up for us. And I'm like, sorry, I didn't know. No, I thought I was doing something different. Okay, so we're shredding the chicken for the soup. And then we're gonna try the biscuits. Almost done with the shredding. Oh, Butters, I can't even believe you're here. Are you already finished your lamb shank? And this is Food Talk TV. If you're just tuning in, we are the longest running live cooking show on TikTok. And I am Daphne Brogdon, formerly of Food Network. I've owned restaurants, and I have my own channel, Daph Brog, and I also have a YouTube channel called Daphne Dishes Again, which I didn't post for weeks because of the aforementioned, my mother dying. I just posted a video. It's not my greatest video, but it's okay. It was mostly just like a repurposable live here. But I'm trying to get back in the saddle. It's hard though. All right. And shred, fork. You really need 2 forks to shred. You don't want to cut this. It's totally different when you cut. You want to have the shredding. We're almost there. A little bit of prep here, but it'll be a meal that you'll get. And I got the skinless, so I don't have to deal with the skin, although I would just feed that to my dog. I mean, sometimes I want the skin, sometimes I want the crispy skin. It annoys me when you can't find chicken with skin on it. Bum, 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 bum. Almost there, almost there. Yes, okay, let's throw it all in. Throw it all in. Okay, this looks great. Let's try this first. Very excited about my Butter Swim Biscuit. Oh, I like that little crispy sound. And I have had no breakfast, so I'm starving. Okay, so you can see it. Oh, it's so biscuity. It's a good biscuit. I'm gonna come over. I want you to get the 3D. Dun, 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 dun. This is crispy and yummy. Yum, yum, yum. I really like this. What do you guys think? Always learn new techniques. 2 forks. Yes, Jennifer, yay! Recipes from live on the front page. Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you, Taylor. Yeah, this is a winner. This is a good one. It will go great with this. Let's plate this now. Oh my God, I could eat that biscuit all day. It reminds me, the Food Talk gang, when we were in Texas, and Queen G made that insane sourdough, which was more like a croissant, where she put 2 sticks of butter in it. I think I'm still working that meal off. Okay, here we go. Let's get close here. Excuse me, Butters. Okay, so here's the soup. It's not well lit. Here's the soup. It's chicken, ginger, turmeric, garlic, zucchini, brown rice, and it is delicious. I'm gonna guess. I don't have it yet. But I think, so this and this together, winning combo. Okay, let's try a little. And healthy for you. Look at that, turmeric and ginger in it. Come on, stop. It's great. Oh, it's hot as heck. It's pretty hot. All right, I think I need a little more salt. I'm gonna put a little more salt. A little more salt. Just kind of rest it a little more. You know, the other time I make a chicken ginger soup, I use lemongrass. I gotta do that one too. If you've never cooked with lemongrass, holy heck, so delicious. Anyway. Oh, it's hot. But this is great. Okay, it's good. It's good, it's good for you. And what's not, this maybe isn't good for you, but it's a great counterpoint. Oh, wait, I better get a picture. I get a picture. Wait, I got here late, food looks good. Oh, Jennifer, thank you. And if you want to, something a restaurant got that, it'll be $24 too. Oh, I know, isn't that the truth? You save so much money when you cook at home. It's ridiculous. I mean, I understand the economics of restaurants. It's not a fun business to be in terms of the economy of things. It's very expensive. But it's so expensive to go out. Well, that's a picture, but I feel like maybe that's a better picture. You see more. But delicious and wholesome, and we also learned some other things today. We learned that it's a great idea to grow potatoes, have a bay leaf, and yeah, I think it's better to cook at home too, for sure. Yeah, I'm even like, I'm doing like a potluck Thursday night with a couple of gals. But I thought this was good. So anyway, what time do we have? Oh, we're good. So are you guys changing how you're cooking now in the summer? Because I feel like I've turned my oven on a lot less in the summer. And thank you guys for all the hearts. What did we end up at? Golly lolly, over 21,000 likes. Get back. Let's try dipping the biscuit in the. Oh, good. I like how this looks kind of like Mars here too, or the moon. Yes, you grill a whole lot more. That's a good point, Katie. I need a little barbecue lesson because I'm always like throwing all this fluid on my charcoal to get it going. But my fiance is super, like if he even smells fluid, he's like, I'm not eating any of this. Oh, I need to figure that out. I gotta do with the newspaper and the thing that I can't get it going. Love outdoors, yeah. Cooking outdoors is great. All right, sorry, I didn't eat before this, so I was truly well and hungry. But thank you for coming to Food Talk TV. Daphne Brogdon, Butter Swim Biscuit, Chicken Ginger Soup. Both these recipes from the New York Times, and they are on our site, FoodtokTV.com. I will be here next Wednesday. I promise, 1 p.m. Central. And anytime you come to Food Talk TV, you are going to see different culinary creators who are going to teach you things. And like today, thank you, Katie, I will learn from you as well, so we can learn together. Okay, wait a minute. Mixing time in the biscuit dough is really, that's a good idea. You know, it's funny, I often put time in sort of bready type things. That's a good idea. Yeah, I think this is a good basic. You could alter it a few different ways. I'm wondering if you did a honey butter, how that would work. Just thinking. Oh, thanks for sharing. Yeah, thank you for being, thank you guys for being here. I realize you have your choice of various social media entertainment, and am very honored that you chose to spend any amount of time with me here on Food Talk TV. I really am, really touched by that. And it always cheers me up. Not that I was down today. It was 2 days ago I was really down. But anyway, okay, so thank you guys. Have a wonderful week. I will see you next week, and enjoy all of the programming on Food Talk TV. Oh, who's coming in? Who's saying? Tina, thank you. Tina, thank you for being part of the team. Really, really appreciate it. Really appreciate the support from all you guys. Now I'll walk towards the camera. And now the time is near, and so I face the final curtain. 22 and a half. That's a record for me. I've never had that much. That's fantastic. Adelinda, hi, how are you? Bye, Mama T. Can't wait to hear about all your stuff.